Where'd you put the name of this hangout?
I just put movie hangout.
Okay, that works.
Oh, what's going on, y'all? We can't tell. Hey, y'all, we're using different cameras and different stuff.
And different microphones.
So we don't have a chat, so let's see if we can pull the chat up over here.
There we go. They just want to see my shirt.
We can't tell. Hey, y'all, we're using different cameras.
The sound sounds good. It's going to be a little feedback because of the warbler. Whatever it is. Yeah, there you go. That's smart.
Yeah, I'm going to go over.
Mm-hmm. That's smart.
Trying to pull up the chat, y'all. Just
We're
one
second. Chat with y'all.
Bear.
Hey, beautiful people. It is Sunday. You know what that means.
Sunday fun day.
Time for another movie hangout with us. Upon which we reach our meaty paws into the bucket of movie topics. And we're going to talk about those movie topics. Simple as that. So, my friends, you like movies? Check. You like talking about movies? Double check. You like us? Hopefully so. We're doing this for your attention? No. Triple check. You're in the right place here at Geek Pulse. Everything geeky. From TV shows to movies to everything in between. We're going to pull up the chat so that we can talk to you beautiful people. And we encourage you to sit back. Grab yourself a beverage. A couple of something to eat. Maybe a little snack or two. And enjoy the beautiful magic that is Geek Pulse here on the YouTube. Oh, man.
If it'll let me even.
It will let you. Yeah. It's been a big weekend for movies. One movie in particular, which I'm sure we're going to talk about. Because why would we not?
Yeah. Hopefully that one movie put me in the top spot.
Top spot for what?
My fantasy movie league.
Fantasy movie league? Is that a thing? I didn't know that.
It's the thing I'm doing with the other movie TikTokers. We drafted movies like you would draft fantasy football, but it's movies. And I got to draft Ant-Man. So hopefully it puts me. That is a great thumbnail picture.
Hey, it's what the people want to see. It is what the people want to see.
All right, this should pull up the chat.
Yeah. And again, the first part of the stream is just us getting orientated, talking, getting settled in. You're right? Getting ready for the magic that is Geek Pulse.
There we go. Chat's up. We're good to go. Let's do this.
Oh, chat's up, chat's down.
All right.
How's your weekend? We always start out just asking each other how our weekends were.
My weekend was great.
Descriptive.
The normal
I
weekend.
love it. Hey.
I got to...
it was a pretty good weekend. Starting with the Thursday. Let's start on Thursday. Let's tell people about Thursday.
We had our Ant-Man premiere. So we went to Walterboro, South Carolina, my hometown.
I know you've heard of it.
So yes, the murder trial is happening there right now.
We drove by.
We got to drive by the murder trial, which is an actual circus. And then we did some movie trivia for Ant-Man with some people. That was a ton of fun. And then we watched the movie and came home. And then I went to bed.
Hey, that last part was what you're really, really interested in his sleep cycle. No,
Exactly.
Dustin's sleep cycle. When does he go to bed? Pajamas? No pajamas. But no, Thursday was absolutely wonderful, including seeing the Murdaugh trial stuff. It, like, literally a media circus and a circus. And the food truck rodeo.
Yes.
Food truck rodeo. He's done talking about it. He's out of here.
I'm done talking about it. And I think people don't want to see...
They want to see my shirt.
They want to see not half of your head.
Oh, yeah, my sweet cap.
I
just happen to be taller. I just need a seat. I need a booster seat, or you need a booster seat, or I need a lowered seat.
We need an editor.
We do need an editor. And you know what? Hey, that's happening. Somebody we're talking to literally right now is going to be our editor, but in the future, in a multiverse type situation.
That's right. That's right.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, my weekend was pretty good. It is Sunday.
It is Sunday. What about Saturday? What about yesterday?
What did I do yesterday?
What did you do yesterday?
I worked, got some work done, did some stuff around the house, did my laundry. And then last night for 2 hours, I sat and watched WWE's Elimination Match.
Ooh,
which,
y'all... Road to WrestleMania, guys.
Y'all, let's talk about this shit real quick. This Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns stuff is a soap opera. Like, it's got me, it's emotional. It's so emotional.
Why is it emotional?
it's crazy. We already knew. Okay, that's the one thing I can't stand about wrestling right now. You already know the outcome of every match. Back in the day, it used to be a surprise, but now
Back in his day.
now you just know what's gonna happen. But watching the fan reactions last night when they actually thought Sammy was gonna win was just awesome. Logan Paul showed back up, ruined Seth Rollins' chances at the U.S. title. So you know it'll be Seth versus Logan at WrestleMania, which, I don't know, could be fun. Surprisingly, I don't like Logan Paul, but surprisingly, he's really good at wrestling. So, yeah, and then today I just worked. So, what was your weekend like, Noah?
So pretty much you summed up everything for Thursday, which was very enjoyable. We'll get to the movie talk in a minute. And then me and my beautiful fiance Mary, we did a lot of thrifting over the weekend. We went to a couple Goodwills, we went to some other cool spots here, enjoyed the really great food here in Charleston, South Carolina. I swear this is not a public service announcement for Charleston. In fact, if you're thinking about thrifting or anything like that, then you better not come to Charleston, South Carolina, because I got all the good deals. I don't need any competition. All right. But yeah, so we did that. It was super fun. The weather was kind of nice. So it was in the movie nerd vein because we found some really, really nerdy, cool stuff. Why does people throw it away? I don't know. One man trash, another man treasure? Thankfully. But why? Why would you? Why would you throw your nerdy stuff away? I got this shirt at the thrift store.
American Psycho.
Right.
So you did a lot of thrifting. Yeah, it was
best Christian Bale movie ever.
Debatable. Yeah, y'all. It was a wild time in South Carolina this weekend too. In Charleston, we have the Seawee festival going on. So it has been wall to wall people, which has been really nuts, and I don't like it. And all these 100,000 some people that were here for that can go home now.
The Southeastern Wildlife Exposition. So like I am in the biz. That bucket shows up a little bit too much now. I'm in the biz, the hospitality biz, so I'm good with it. It was right there. Or maybe no, the camera's pointed up now, so it's fine. All right, cool. Again, we're editing. He said we need an editor, but we're our own editors live in the moment.
I was going to say, yeah, we're just going to...
Hey.
Okay.
We're settling into this. So, we... Ooh, I thought you turned notifications off.
I did.
Crazy. Hey, we're trying something new too. Let us know what the video quality is because we're streaming on a cellular device instead of a webcam. So the people that are out there that are super fans that have watched the show before, let us know what it looks like. And what does it sound like? We're also using a new microphone. It's a
What
phone.
Does it sound like?
Sounds beautiful. Yeah, I like it.
All right, our sound works perfectly good. All right.
Sexy voice.
So we had good weekends. Let's jump into the bucket. If you're new to the channel, what we do is we have different movie and television topics in our Star Wars bucket. Our Star Wars bucket here. Love this bucket. And we pick them out and we talk about it. Some of these are suggestions we get from you, the viewers, and then a lot of them are just random things we write down throughout the week. So if you have a topic you want us to talk about, TV or movie-wise, let us know in the comment section, or you can message us. Our social media stuff is in the description. And yeah, let's jump into this.
Can I go first?
You sure can.
All right. So typically, see it shows up on the. I did a test to see if it shows up, and the comments show up on the live stream on the camera.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah, you do one. Click it real quick. I like this, guys. I like this. All right.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I can read that. All right. So typically, the reader of the question answers that question second. So I'll read the question. Nerdy Dustin's got the first right of refusal. Blah. All right. It's a long boy. First question here. Oh, and I failed to mention, I'm only going to mention it like once, maybe twice. Let's say we get to 20 viewers in the live stream, we'll do a giveaway for some movie posters. All right. Will Kang the Conqueror be more menacing than Thanos? So will Kang the Conqueror be more menacing?
So far, no, but he will.
Why?
Okay, so Thanos, his overall arc was through a bunch of different movies. With Kang, we've only gotten him twice so far, and both times haven't been all that great. He doesn't come off menacing. He doesn't come off as like the new baddie yet. But also, they're not doing what they did with Thanos. Thanos was kind of like this mystery thing in the background. With Kang, now, especially after Ant-Man, he's just front and center. Like, we already know he's there. We know he's the main bad guy. We already literally have the title of his big movie, the Kang Dynasty, spoiled for us. So we know where all this is leading. Thanos, though, he would pop in here and there in end credit scenes. And
sprinkled him in like Salt Bay.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of just sprinkled him in throughout the first 3 phases. But with Kang, he's just here. Now, granted, they're like, he who should not be named, or they don't want to name him, which was really annoying. But yes, I think going forward, I think they will now start sprinkling him in here and there, hopefully, and he will start to become a menace. And you gotta think, there's only one Thanos. There are a shit ton of Kangs.
Whole Kang gang.
So, yes, I think Kang will be a huge menace. Now, I say in Ant-Man, the little bit we got of him, he comes off as a badass. So, yeah, what do you think?
So, overall, right now, right out the gate, Thanos had a stronger motivation, right? So we can see it as a viewer. So we're like, he's got to collect the Infinity Stones. When that happens, and us as comic book fans, we know the power of the Infinity Gauntlet. So it's not a matter of like when, it was a matter of like how. So how he got the stones. So we followed his journey, and that made him menacing, just the gauntlet himself, right? So Kang having 1,000 bajillion different variants is really, I guess, what's working for him. That's his motivation. That's his, like, he's going to use all that to prune, to make the ultimate timeline, start a multiversal war. But I think that it's not as menacing as a powerful stone gauntlet, because like 1,000 different Kangs, what can each Kang do? You know, we've already seen that in this film, Kang doesn't do much. He's murdered really quickly, actually, by the end of the film. So they have to really do a lot more legwork to set up the Kangs, like Immortus and all of these other Kangs. I just think that Jonathan Majors is just a slightly better actor than, what's his name? Josh Brolin.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Jonathan Majors is acting... Well, maybe they gave more of him to do, because Josh Brolin is really just like Thanos. You have to be menacing. You also, there's no layers to Thanos at all. We didn't get any backstory about his love of death like we did in the comics or anything. We just like, hey, he just wants to annihilate half of the universe because he was done wrong in a flashback scene we briefly saw.
Yeah.
He looks more menacing.
Yeah.
Thanos looks more menacing than Kang right now.
Still trying to figure out if Josh Brolin is a better actor than Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors is a better actor.
Yeah,
than Josh Brolin. I'm not saying Josh Brolin's a bad actor. I'm just saying Jonathan Majors, from what we saw between the other different Kangs, is a better actor.
That's a hard one, because Jonathan Majors is new to the game, and Josh Brolin's been around for a long time and has a lot of work to go off of. So that's a...
Well, Jonathan Majors is he's got like 6 films under his belt already. Yeah. And a project includes Lovecraft Country. If you guys have ever seen Lovecraft Country, you're fucking missing out. Devotion, incredible.
He's an amazing actor. He's gonna go
Creed
far
3,
for sure.
He's gonna go like
go far.
What was the Once Upon a Time in what Western was he in?
Jonathan Majors?
Yeah, I think it was the Western with Christian Bale.
Oh, I cannot remember the name of it, but it's one of his favorite movies.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I remember him being really great in that too. Yeah. So yeah, more menacing. Not right now,
but he will be.
Yeah,
he definitely will be.
And again, these are our movie opinions. Even Nerdy Dustin and I have differing opinions on certain things, and we want to know your opinion in the comments. So what I failed to mention earlier is he's going to answer, I'm going to answer, you're going to answer. I know it. These are the burning questions. You put your answers in the comments, like we're asking you to, begging you to talk to us.
All right. New topic. Did the new Flash trailer show too much Batman, and did it ruin surprises for the movie?
It did not show too much Batman at all. The only thing that I loved about that trailer was Batman. They had to show a lot of Batman to overcome the stigma around the film. They had to show that to really get people pumped up, like myself, who didn't give 2 poops about the Flash trailer before. But now that Michael Keaton was shown in it, didn't give too much away. And I think there's still... So it's so weird to answer a question is, did they give too much away on a comic book movie based on an existing comic book? So as a comic book nerd, and I know pretty much everything about the Flashpoint paradox front to back, whenever I see certain things in the trailer, I'm like, okay, well, my mind puts all the pieces together of the plot. If I see a small image of, an emaciated Supergirl in a room, I'm like, okay, well, that's the Superman role in the comic books. I know that. So I don't think they gave it away. There's still plenty of surprises. Apparently, if you listen to certain people like Grace Randolph on Beyond the Trailer and different media insiders, there's tons of new cameos that were filmed for the end of the film. And I think that it didn't spoil too much. No, just enough Batman, not too much. I need more. Hey, so I'm gonna watch the film. What about you?
Was there too much Batman?
Was there too much Batman? There's two different Batmans, so that's the first trailer in history that has two different actors playing Batman in one trailer.
So from the first Flash trailer we got like a year ago, and this new trailer, yes, well that first Flash trailer really just was the two Flashes and Supergirl. We didn't really get Batman at all. I will tell you right now, 100%, the reason, yes, there was a lot of more Batman in the trailer, especially a lot of Michael Keaton stuff. Like, no, it's solely because you got to understand, you could take the new poster, for instance. So Warner Brothers has to market this movie without marketing Ezra Miller, because Ezra Miller, everything he's done, he's kind of put a stain on the movie a little bit.
Allegedly done.
So yeah, they're gonna market this movie more as a Batman movie. Now, did it ruin surprise? 100%, 100%. I can tell you right now, I think that Michael Keaton moment where he says "I'm Batman" would have been a Toby and Andrew moment in the theaters. It still, I think, will be, because a lot of people don't watch trailers anyway. Exactly. I still think it's going to be, but for like me and you, I would have been way more surprised if I wish I didn't know Michael Keaton was in this movie, to be honest with you. I mean, I didn't want to know Andrew and Toby were in the Spider-Man movie either. That kind of stuff is just amazing to watch. That's why you go to movies, for those surprises. It was surprised in the trailer. That's why. Yes, there was a lot of Batman in this new trailer, and there's a reason for it. So yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, pretty much the same, a little bit different. But what do you guys think? Was there too much? I don't know. There's so many surprises. James Gunn, now that he's on in the director's.
I'm pretty. Yeah, there is the rumor bill going around that James Gunn has shot additional footage for this movie, so I cannot wait to see what all that's about. So.
I want to give a shout out to all the people that support us on the channel, including, like I mentioned earlier, my beautiful fiance Mary, and all the family back home that's watching the live now and says it sounds great and we're doing a great job. Oh,
awesome!
Right in the heart. All right, so next topic.
Drum roll. We should have a band.
I was thinking about that earlier. I was listening to some classic tunes, some tunes from the 60s, and some soundtrack music. I'm like, we do need like a little bit of band. All right. Is The Last of Us better than Game of Thrones? It doesn't say in what way, but that'll be up to you to answer. Is The Last of Us better than Game of Thrones?
I think I know why that's in there, because a thing came out here recently stating that the numbers are rivaling, if not starting to get better than Game of Thrones numbers.
Game of Thrones numbers in the height of Game of Thrones, or Game of Thrones numbers in the first season of Game of Thrones? Because it's apples to apples.
I think it's just in the height of it.
Okay.
It's
the most popular? Okay.
It's basically, I think what that article is trying to say, that right now The Last of Us is on track to be more popular than Game of Thrones by the viewership numbers. Is it better? I mean, they're two different shows. Well, kind of. I mean, they both kind of have zombies. But is it better? I guess it depends if you like fantasy or you like zombie horror and utopia or apocalyptic stuff. I personally love Game of Thrones more than The Last of Us, so I think Game of Thrones is better. The Last of Us is really just one story, if you think about it. It's, Game of Thrones, not to mention Game of Thrones is like 8 seasons, a season of a prequel. The Last of Us just started, y'all.
That's a hard question to answer.
It kind of, yeah. Maybe towards the end of like season 2, because we are getting a season 2, I'll come back to this question, and my answer might be different.
No, the answer is The Last of Us is better. I'm gonna tell you right now, The Last of Us is going to be better. Again, that's just my opinion. I can't answer this question. We have like 5 episodes of The Last of Us and 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. I will tell you that any one episode, even the worst episode of The Last of Us, is better than any episode in the last season of Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the last 2 seasons, but certainly the last season. So if you have a stinker of an episode of the Last of Us, it's gonna be better than any episode or the whole season of the last season of Game of Thrones. Yeah. So in that aspect, argument 1. Okay, let's go.
My turn. It's my turn. Let's do this.
Jump the old James Gunn here. It's gonna be my new phrase. Jump in the James Gunn.
Jump in the. Who would win in a fight, Bruce Lee or Jet Li?
Oh,
damn!
Oh, damn!
Them are fighting words.
Well, Jet Li would win because he would just have to beat up a skeleton.
No, if you took Bruce Lee and Jet Li in their prime, Bruce Lee wins that fight.
I think Jet Li is going to win that fight.
No.
Oh, yeah. Jet Li is going to kick Bruce Lee's ass.
No, if we're talking
Brad
about
Pitt could do it.
If we're talking about actual
Quentin Tarantino,
no,
come for you.
No, Bruce Lee has that fight all day. Maybe you shouldn't like your. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't like that. Your catch fresh. Just saying, catch fresh. I don't know what any of that means.
Hey, welcome to the chat, Eli O'Toole. Just post one more time in there a little bit, and we'll get it going. But yeah, so Jet Li versus Bruce Lee. He's Bruce Lee. I'm Jet Li. What do you guys think in the comments below? Which one is going to be more awesome?
Mostly because Bruce Lee is dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. It'd be like beating up a skeleton. There you go.
Yeah,
he's on
would
it.
Be. Yes, they were fighting right now. Yes, that's why I said in their prime, meaning Bruce Lee was still
in their
alive.
Optimus Prime. Let's go to a next question. Boom. Let's go to this little slipperoo here. Should Marvel, as a whole, cut back on the amount of Disney Plus shows that they put on the platform?
Yeah. And if you if you read Kevin Feige's Entertainment Weekly interview this week, they are cutting back on those shows and everything going forward. They realized their mistake in Phase 4 was throwing way too much at us at one time. You can't do that.
No.
Honestly, I think I like 3 movies a year. I'm still fine with that formula. Show-wise, maybe 2 or 3 shows. Here's what they should do. They should do what they were doing back when ABC had the TV rights, right? You had a movie that came out in the summer, you'd have a movie that came out in the fall, and in between you had a season of S.H.I.E.L.D., and S.H.I.E.L.D. would fill in blanks. I think that's what you need to do. You don't need to give us 3 fucking streaming shows at one time and then a movie. That's too much. It's too much to keep up with. So right now, I think we're good. So we've got Secret Invasion coming out, which will tie into Captain America 4, the Thunderbolts, and the Marvels. So you've got your 3 movies, which I'm fine with, and a TV show that wraps into them. I'm fine with that. But I don't.
They're putting out 2 TV shows, 2 Marvel shows this year.
Well, yes. Is it Echo's the other one, or Daredevil Reborn?
No, that's next year. Which one did you name?
Secret Invasion.
I think they're also going to go with. Oh shit! What was the other one? There's 2. They're going with 2 this year.
The only 3 I know of is Echo, Daredevil Reborn, and
Agatha coming, but it's not going to be Agatha
next year.
It's going to be pushed next year.
And the Marvels got pushed. If y'all didn't see that, now the Marvels is coming out in November. So towards the end of the year.
But yeah, so you agree with Kevin Feige?
Yes.
No, there's too much.
He agrees with us. There's too much.
We've shown you, Kevin Feige, or whatever you call yourself, that hey, there is such thing as too much of a good thing.
And we get it. It all has to do with the streaming service.
Money.
Yes. It's there. So and it works. It's the streaming service model they're doing works. All right. So right now, I don't have Disney Plus because there's nothing on it I want to watch. But if you have a Marvel show out and you start like a Star Wars show right then and there when that Marvel show ends, and then you throw us another Marvel show when the Star Wars ends, you keep us subscribed. So that's why they did it. Money.
Put some more stuff on Hulu too. I want you to triple dip and make it Hulu exclusive.
Apparently Disney wants to sell Hulu. Did you see that?
Yeah. Wow.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's bring Hulu back to its glory.
All right. So yes, there's too many shows.
Too many shows. Cut them.
Will Cocaine Bear be great? Not good, but great.
Cocaine Bear will be the best movie of the year. Best film of the year goes to Cocaine Bear. Why? The title is Cocaine Bear. Have you seen the damn trailer? It's going to be so good. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be everything we want in a film. Cocaine. Bears. Bears mauling people. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Yes! I'm going to be honest with you. I would love to see it next year at the Oscars. And the winner of Best Picture, Cocaine Bear. Best Director, Elizabeth Banks. I would love that shit. Yes, I think it is going to be great in a really, really dumb way. It's one of those. It's gonna be one of those movies that it's just so stupid. It's amazing.
But also, the movie-going audience craves new content.
Yes.
The nostalgia train is really slowed down in the station. People want some weird off-the-wall, everything, everywhere, all at once. In any other time, that might not. Oh, the movie's fantastic, but it really did great because we want something different as an audience, guys. And Cocaine Bear is the answer to our prayers. We pray to you, Cocaine Bear.
And it's getting marketed. A lot of movies nowadays don't get marketed as much, to save money. But this movie, they're marketing the hell out of it.
You know what? In a world where Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey is a thing, and they're releasing a $55 box set of the film on Blu-ray, that's the kind of world we live in now, and that's the kind of world that gives us Cocaine Bear.
Exactly. So yes, we are both in agreement. Cocaine Bear will be a great movie. Comes out here very soon, so definitely go watch it.
You excited about Cocaine Bear? Let us know in the comments below. Are you excited about two guys that said the word cocaine 25 times on a live stream? All right, let's go. Best Western movie of all time. Not a movie about a best Western. The best Western genre film of all the time.
For me, it's hands down one clear choice, and that's 1993's Unforgiven.
I'm going to go with The Searchers is my favorite West. No, I'm just joking. Tombstone's my favorite. Best Western of all time.
We're doing favorite or best?
Both. Best is Tombstone. And that's nothing against all the classic spaghetti Westerns or the classic Westerns of anybody, including John Wayne or the great Clint Eastwood. I just think that Tombstone captures the magic of old school Westerns and brings it to a new audience. And fucking Val Kilmer, man. That's all I need to say.
No, Tombstone's a great movie. It's in my
favorite. It's best.
One of my favorites. Unforgiven to me, I'm like I said, we went best. My favorite is probably Tombstone. That's up there for sure. Unforgiven to me though, it kind of closes out the Western genre. So like right now we are in a comic book world, right? So most things coming out are comic book related. Those are the movies that everyone goes to see, the ones that they get hyped about and talked about the most. So back in the day, pre like 1995, Western genre was that genre. It's what got it's the movies that came out the most were Western. It's the anyway, and I feel Unforgiven just came out at that time that kind of just closed them out. And
okay.
Even Unforgiven is, if you haven't seen it, it's about Clint Eastwood's character being a retired outlaw. Him and Morgan Freeman's characters are retired outlaws, and they are brought back into that world. And they have to go up against Gene Hackman.
Damn, now you spoiled the whole movie for me.
It's you've really never seen Unforgiven?
No, of course.
I was gonna say we about to have him.
Would it be Unforgiven if I had not?
No. No, it's the acting is superb. The story is great. I think it is the best Western of all time, which It's hard though with that genre because you have movies like Shane, you have movies like The Magnificent Seven, True Grit. I mean, there's a lot of great westerns out there, y'all.
So many great westerns.
Yeah, so he's going with Tombstone. I'm going with Unforgiven. Also, I find it funny how we both think the best westerns of all time came out in the 90s.
Well, if we were saying pre-90s,
At pre-90s, I would go with Shane.
okay,
That ending, Jesus.
Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Oh, that's a good one.
For me.
That's a really good one.
Yeah,
Oh man, that's a good one. Yeah, I think I'd have to go.
pre-1950s.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Shane.
I think my favorite modern western, I guess, if it's more modern than the ones we talked about. I love what James Mangold did with 3:10 to Yuma.
Oh yes,
With Hugh Jackman.
Yes, the
And,
remake to 310 is
phenomenal.
actually If we want to go after the 90s, pretty much every western being made now are just remakes, but they're so good. So I actually love the remake to 310 to Yuma, and
Yes.
I love the remake to Magnificent Seven better than the originals.
See, now for me, I didn't love the remake of The Magnificent Seven.
Really?
But I do love the remake of True Grit over the original.
Oh no! True Grit's too much of a. Don't get me wrong. I love Jeff Bridges and Matt
so
Damon,
good.
and that are good. But that original True Grit with the man John Wayne.
I'm surprised you didn't say Cowboys versus Aliens. I can't say that loud.
Good. No.
I tell you,
No.
It fits in the genre, but I'm going to go with Desperado.
Oh, it's a good. Okay,
Desperado
yeah.
is a western, and
Yeah.
Robert Rodriguez really good at it. Even Once Upon a Time in Mexico is probably even more of a western. Than
Those are that. Was it is it the No Name trilogy? Is that what it is? Yeah, with Antonio Banderas.
Starts out with El Mariachi
yes.
before Antonio Banderas was cast. But yeah, good. Whose turn is it? Oh yeah, best western.
All right, favorite movie YouTube channel besides ours, both
All right.
regular films and comic books.
Okay, I'll start out with this one. So, one of my favorite, well, it's a tie. For me, if you're going with comic book related YouTube channels, I really recommend Michael Roman, Everything Always. Mostly everything Marvel related goes right through that man's door. So, if you're looking for Marvel content specifically, Michael Roman. The other one, I'm going to go with Grace Randolph, Beyond the Trailer. Hers is a more broad scope, but she has a really good connection into Warner Brothers and DC, and she actually drops some really exclusive content all the time, where a lot of these other YouTube channels are like, hey, I've got an exclusive tip that pretty much came from Twitter or 4chan. She has direct contact, and it's pretty entertaining. So those are for me. For a movie overall, John Campea.
So favorite movie YouTube channel. John Campea. I don't care for John Campea personally.
John, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
I just some of the I've been watching John though since he started, so I've seen all his fuck ups, and he's got some bad ones. But overall, since he's left Collider and AMC and he's doing his own stuff for the past 2 years, I do love his actual channel. And it's not just him. I love everybody that he has on the channel. They're all just amazing people over there, and they're very knowledgeable. They also have insiders, so they're able to get... That's one thing I do like about John is he will... If they see an internet rumor, instead of going to taking the internet rumor and running with it, they'll actually contact someone at the studios and see what's really going on.
So they're vetting their information.
They're vetting it, yes. They're not just trying to get views. Comic book wise, yeah, Roman. Everything, that's probably my favorite. Because I'm more of a Marvel junkie. He does a lot of Marvel stuff. And then I can't think of him now.
For me, the Heavy Spoilers show is good.
Emergency Awesome.
Emergency Awesome. Heavy Spoilers, Emergency Awesome. I do love.
And then, of course, my boy Chris over at 3C Films.
And if you were talking about the most entertaining, Red Letter Media.
Oh, yeah.
Red Letter Media, the Mr. Plinkett stuff, all of it. Those guys at Red Letter Media, especially if you like horror and trashy shit, then, The Wheel of the Worst and all that, they have great content.
They do.
So good. Another long boy. Let's go here. Thoughts on the new season of South Park so far?
Ooh. I'm actually enjoying this season of South Park.
How many episodes is it so far?
There are 2. That's probably why it said so far.
Off to a good 2 episodes.
No, it is. I have not really enjoyed the last 3 seasons of South Park. I still watch every season. I still watch every episode because I've been watching it since 1997, and I can't stop watching it.
It's in his brain. It's programmed.
It's programmed into me. I don't know. That first episode this season, if you haven't watched it, it has to do with Kyle, because Kyle's a Jew, and him having he's in control of Hollywood. They do that now. If you've stopped watching South Park after season 5, like a lot of people, what South Park does nowadays is they don't really write their own stuff. They just take what's going on in the world and the news, and they incorporate it into the show. So yeah, the first episode so far have been pretty hilarious. The second episode has to do with the prince and queen stuff happening, and it's really funny. So what about you?
Well, here. Take this. It's my nerd card I'm turning in. I've not seen it yet.
What?
I'm sorry, guys. I have not seen any of the new South Park season. I want to watch it. It's on my list. I'm not intentionally not watching it. I got a little bit burned out with the COVID special and the streaming wars stuff. And for me, it was weird that I'd have to have 3 different subscriptions to watch South Park.
That is pretty weird.
2. But hey, it's good for the guys that made the show, the guys and gals. But no, I have no opinion on it, but I'm excited to watch it. So I'll stick with your answer.
Awesome. Yes, it is. The first episodes were pretty
Y'all
funny.
still watching South Park out there? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah,
You still watch South Park?
it's a pretty wild thing I've been watching since
If you are,
97.
you're awesome. 1997, that's a long time.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've been watching it since I was in the 5th grade.
Ooh!
So actually,
Breaking news.
I was watching it with about the same age as the kids are in the show.
Oh, dang.
All right. What does the D&D movie need to show to be successful?
Oh, okay.
Ooh, what does it need to show?
What does it need to show?
Boobs and ass. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, you heard it here first.
I'm kidding.
That's what's been missing in any other D&D content.
What do you think it needs to show?
All right, so for me, it needs to show at least 1 dungeon, at least 2 dragons, and somebody doing double dragon. No, for me, it actually has to show. It has to not be as funny as it thinks it should be. It does not need to show a bunch of comedic moments, because for me, Dungeons and Dragons is not a comedy. I understand casting Chris Pine, and we've seen the trailer. For it to be a successful film, it has to feel like a damn Dungeon and Dragon campaign. So it has to show events that us as D&D players have been through on any sort of campaign. It doesn't have to be very specific, but it has to show things that we as players have come across during campaigns. And it has to have not shitty CGI. If the CGI is even remotely horrible, the movie's a flop. It's not going to do great. Because it's also, I don't know, as a D&D player, I'm excited. Is the whole world D&D play as the United States, as the world D&D players? No, I don't think so. So it already has a hurdle to come over, but no one's going to give 2 shits about it if it looks like a sci-fi channel show.
So he's kind of referring to the original D&D movie there with the comedy and the shitty CGI. Yes, this movie needs to be serious as all hell. And it really does need to feel like a D&D campaign. It needs to have a group of people, a party of different elves and rogues and different things going out and doing quests, interacting with people, making different choices.
And some characters from the lore.
In lore, yes. And character development. It needs character development. We want to be able to care about these characters.
And some stakes, some real
some
stakes.
Stakes, yes. You know what would actually make this movie amazing? If the party, every character is flushed out and you could pick a character.
You relate to
the character.
Yes, absolutely.
And you feel for them. And that's what this needs, for sure.
Otherwise...
What's up, Creed?
What's up, Creed? It's dead in the water. Creed, coming in the chat, entering. What's up, man?
Yeah, no, it definitely needs... there has to be some kind of stakes. That original D&D movie is not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's pretty bad. It does not feel like D&D.
And there's no reason to watch it.
Yeah.
Unless you're a completist of, I need to watch every film ever that, Jeremy Irons or someone's ever been in, but it's not good.
But yes, this movie also does need to have at least 1 dungeon where they go through, and
at least 1 dragon.
It needs to have dragons.
We've seen the trailer.
Now, don't get me wrong. That original D&D movie had a shit ton of dragons.
So it's so much dragons. If it doesn't perform well, then that means that Stranger Things is still the best Dungeons and Dragons we'll ever get.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ant-Man and Wasp 3 is disappointing. Yes,
There may be a question in the bucket about that.
Yes,
Creed,
yes.
and we're gonna jump right into it. So that was you asked me, so now I'm asking Nerdy Dustin. I've been pulling all long ones. Here we go. So this one is fun. All right, so this one is a fun one. All right, so you have to poorly explain a movie's plot, and I have to guess the movie.
Oh, okay. I like that. I have to. Okay. Poorly explain a movie plot. Okay. Let's see here. Poorly. I'm not good.
I got it. All right. There's a small town that relies on certain time of year tourism. There is a fish that causes shenanigans that is going to disrupt the big festival in this town, and unfortunately that means the fish cannot live anymore. So a scruffy old man.
You're talking about Jaws.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jaws.
I got you. Okay. Pilot finds device and Nazis.
Pilot finds device of Nazis. I don't know. Indiana Jones?
No.
Boy. So Creed says, boy becomes man. Guess the movie. Is it Big?
Big. With Tom Hanks?
Boy becomes man.
My
Big.
movie was, okay, so pilot finds device and Nazis is The Rocketeer.
He is a pilot and he finds devices and it's the Rocketeer. This is a fun game. Play this with your friends.
This is actually pretty fun.
We might come back to that later.
Yes, Big with Tom Hanks.
Big, yes. We might come back to that later.
Boy becomes man. That could also be Boyhood.
It could also be Shazam.
Like, okay. Yeah, Shazam! Shazam! Now I'm a boy.
Wow.
I'm a real boy. All right.
That's also, that's Pinocchio.
That's Pinocchio. All right. Why does everyone hate Quantumania?
Oh, why does everyone hate Quantumania? First of all, Creed, one of our best Light with my hands. Oh, Light with my hands.
Why does everyone hate Quantumania?
Creed mentioned that Quantumania was so disappointing.
Well, I think the audience overall loves this movie, which is weird.
It's got a second worst cinema score for a Marvel.
Most critics hate it. It's because it's a bad movie, y'all. It's there's nothing there. There's no development of any kind. It's really slow. The CGI is, for a movie that's nothing but CGI, was pretty bad. No, it's just a bad movie, y'all.
It doesn't need to exist to further any plot.
No.
Every time I now think about Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and first, why would you even put the Wasp in the title when you give her nothing to do? Literally, the movie is Ant-Man and the Wasp, and all she does is nothing. Like, she's a MacGuffin at the end. She comes in and saves. Anyway, why in Cthulhu's name did we not just get a Jonathan Majors solo Kang film? Holy shit! Just give a villain a solo film. Marvel, what's wrong with that? Make a villain film, a solo film, a Jonathan Majors, how he just the backstory in the movie, and you can actually go and put some Ant-Man stuff in it. Why do we not get that? I'd much rather have that than Ant-Man and I don't want to see MODOK's butt. I don't want to see his hiney.
This is what the movie they should have done. They should have had him. They should have had Kang go back in time to ancient Egypt, become Ramses, and the movie ends with him fighting the Fantastic Four.
Much better movie.
Just like the comic
much
books.
Better movie.
He also did introduce the Fantastic Four. Would have been amazing.
Yep.
All right, what do we got here? The audience also gave the awful Tom and Jerry movie a good score.
Oh, so that's...
I'm going to be honest. The average movie fan loves movies. I don't know.
Breaking news.
The average person loves movies. Well, I mean, let's be honest with you. If you went into Ant-Man and 3... and you didn't know anything about comic books, you didn't really know anything about film, you just saw a movie, I mean, yeah, you probably like it.
And actually, and for me too, I have now gotten accustomed to realizing in a film when a reshoot's happened, but no other time is it more blatant than the end of Ant-Man. So the original ending was Janet and fucking Ant-Man were going to get stuck in the quantum realm. And then they reshot it to where Janet Scott gets pulled back out. Hope, not Janet. Hope and Scott. We're gonna get stuck in the quantum realm. And then the whole him monologuing at the very end of the film, where he's walking in the whole birthday party. What's her name had different hair. What's her name? From Lost. Kate from Lost. Anyway, the movie should have ended this way. After all that shit that went down, Jonathan Majors makes a small cameo in the restaurant at the end of the film.
That would have been...
Then there's some stakes. The movie had no stakes. So then you're like, oh, he's still out there. You don't have just Paul Rudd question himself as he's walking. Did I make a good decision? Is Kang out there?
Make a good
what happened?
decision.
That shit came out of nowhere. It's like, hey, is he still there? I don't know. Is it good? Did we win? Did we lose? And the audience is like, it doesn't matter, because at the very end of the movie, he's just blowing on a birthday cake and eating a birthday cake, and it sucks.
So overall, yes, it was a terrible movie.
No one liked it. That's why everyone hates it.
All right, thoughts on old beloved IPs being used in the horror genre. So this is all about Winnie the Pooh.
I could not love it more. In fact, did you know that the guys that made Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, or Pooh Blood and Honey, want to make the Ninja Turtles into a horror film?
They want to make a lot of...
I'm all for it. Turn it all into it. I want to see a horror Peter Pan. I want to see a horror Alice in Wonderland. That would be fucking fantastic. I want to see Wallace and Gromit as a horror. I want to see all of it. Turn every beloved IP into a horror film. You're not going to alienate the people that still love the freaking original.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I'm all for it. Yeah. And then I'm still trying to get over...
When the Blue Blood and Honey crew making a cinematic universe, do it.
Do it. And you know what? Hell, throw The Great Gatsby in there. Take every old IP that's public domain and turn it into a horror movie. So actually, The Great Gatsby would work as a horror movie.
It pretty much is. I mean, if you really think about it. That's my literary nerd mind coming out, but it pretty much is.
Pretty much is.
My turn?
Got one more, y'all. One more.
You sure there's one more?
Just the one more.
All right, let's do it. This just says Richard Belzer dies.
What?
It just says, I wrote it. Just Richard Belzer.
Oh.
Rest in peace. You know, it's a longtime actor. We're losing our great actors. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us. Thoughts on Breaking Bad? It's my favorite show. Ooh! As long as you guys keep the questions coming in the comments, we'll answer them.
My thoughts on Breaking Bad, it is... so if I were to do my top 10 favorite and best dramas of all time, Breaking Bad is number one... for sure. No, it's the best show ever made. It's amazing. Talk about character development, talk about actors, talk about story. The show is just fucking amazing.
How about this? Breaking Bad versus Sons of Anarchy.
Those are my top two. Yeah, but no, I gotta get...
Which one's better?
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So Breaking Bad did something that a lot of shows have trouble doing, and that is keeping you engaged from episode. Like if you sit down and watch Breaking Bad episode 1, it's going to be 4 days later and you're still going to be watching it. It's that kind of show. Like, you have to see the next one. Even if you already know what's going to happen, you have to watch that next episode. There's just so much shit that happens, and they were so good at refreshing stuff. Because a lot of TV shows, I'm going to blow your mind here. If you watch
Prepare
TV,
to be blown.
Okay, go watch any TV show. Every season of every TV show is the same shit. They take the same storyline, jumble it around. Supernatural. Fucking love Supernatural. But every single season is the same thing. They just switch things around. But with Breaking Bad, they were able to keep that shit fresh all the way through. Loved it.
I agree, Creed. Better Call Saul was was funnier. I'm not sure.
Well, that's because of Bob.
Bob Odenkirk. Baby.
Bob is a comedian in real life, so
He's also a very good dramatic actor.
he is, and a fucking amazing action star. Nobody was amazing.
Yeah, nobody was amazing. But yeah, I agree. I also think that where most shows outstay their welcome, Breaking Bad had the perfect amount of seasons. In fact, like El Camino, like the little stinger at the end, like the title's all up. It's really great. And how many times in TV history were we really rooting for like a not good guy? Like Walter White was not a good guy, but we all loved him. We all wanted him to succeed. And no, the casting, the writing, everything was really great about Breaking Bad. In fact, it was so good that Better Call Saul is amazing.
Exactly.
The spinoff, typically, even though the show is good-ish, the spinoffs are nowhere near as good as the original.
No. And also, something else Breaking Bad did is every single supporting character they brought in, all the little cameos, everyone was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, there was never...
Until it got too nuts, too. It was very relatable. It's like, I can see this happening.
Yeah.
You know, I can see this being a real thing that is a real story that someone knew about, a science teacher needing to make some extra funds. So,
remember the toilet scene in Better Call Saul?
How could I forget? So good.
I want to touch on that. Yeah, Breaking Bad. Yes, perfect. Every TV show should be 5 seasons and have a wrap-up movie.
Yeah,
I think that would be perfect. We'll come back to Supernatural. Love the show, but 15 seasons. I mean,
10 seasons too long.
You can tell towards the latter end of Supernatural, they didn't know what they were doing anymore. They just had to start making shit up. Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, both shows perfect because Better Call Saul just ended. I think it went a season long. I think Breaking Bad's 5 seasons and Better Call Saul is 6 seasons. But yeah, most times spinoffs are just. I could probably count on my hand how many shows have had good spinoffs. It's not many. It doesn't really happen.
It's not many, no. But when it happens, it happens.
It happens. When it happens, you get Mork and Mindy.
You get Mork and Mindy. Oh, the best spinoff of all time.
A is Golden Palace.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's one of the worst.
No, it's
and I
not.
fucking love Golden Girls. It is one of the worst.
There's nobody in the chat that even knows that show, The Golden Palace.
Golden Palace, if you didn't know, the Golden Girls got a spinoff show.
No one watched it.
No one watched it. It was Rose and Blanche running and owning a hotel.
How could it not work?
Lasted a season.
Lucky. I'll tell you another show that ended its run perfectly is Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yes.
Wrapped up the story, the very amount, didn't squeeze it out. Even The Office was 2 seasons too long.
Yes, The Office was too long. Shameless, another one too long. Sometimes it's... And that's the problem when a TV show goes on too long. The end, those if you watch those end seasons, they just don't make sense. They're just dumb. They have nothing to do with the rest of the show. Office is a perfect example of that. I think Friends went on a couple seasons too long. Big Bang went on... Well, no, I can't say that. Big Bang did something unique. It was able to literally reinvent itself and add stuff that was interesting. Did you guys do Super Mario Bros. Movie TV spot for the Super Bowl plumbing commercial? Oh, loved it.
Yeah.
Loved that plumbing commercial. That's great.
I'm going to read that out there for the people that rewatch this and don't rewatch the chat. Did you guys see the Super Mario Brothers movie TV spot during the Super Bowl, which was a plumbing commercial? And actually, if the movie isn't as good as that, we still have that, which is perfect. It was a callback to the Mario Super Sunday show. It was really, 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 really good. They should have just released that. I would have watched the movie. It was that good. In fact, I just can't wait for that to play either in the credits or whatever in the very beginning of the movie because it was so good.
I can't wait for that movie in general.
It's going to be great.
That movie's going to be so damn great. And hopefully it leads to more things like a Zelda movie.
That movie's going to make $1 billion. And it's going to lead to a whole universe.
Do you want the Zelda live action movie to be CGI like Mario or live action?
CGI like Mario. That's the only way that they can... This whole universe has got to be CGI.
There you go.
That's the only way.
It all leads into a Smash Bros. Movie.
Yep. Yep. Put them all CGI. It's not hard to do.
And then when the end credit scene of the Smash Bros. Movie is Cloud showing up. Or
Done.
Sonic.
Call it a day. Call it a day. That's how it has to be CGI. In fact,
Yes.
Samus, Metroid, all of it. Star Fox.
Ooh, Star Fox would be one hell of a good movie.
It will be when they make it in the next 10
they
years.
better. That would make... God, I love Star Fox. Oh, man. That would be an amazing movie.
It's leading to a cinematic universe. Very excited about Super Mario. I know, you love Mario Creed. It's one of the things we love about you. It's going to be great. In fact, if they made a sequel, and when they make a sequel, you can't have Bowser as the villain again, most likely, right? Who would be the villain of the sequel?
Oh, Wario.
Nice. You think they'll introduce Wario in the film?
I don't. If there's an end credit scene, it better be Wario.
Wario?
Could you imagine we see the back of Wario's head come out of a tunnel or out of a pipe?
Wah.
And, how do you feel about Chris Pratt as Mario? I don't hate it. I mean, he's not my first choice, but I don't hate it.
I'll have to wait and see.
I mean,
so far so good. I understand why they did it, and probably it's more than just the name. He still has to be he still had to audition for this damn thing.
Me personally, when it comes to CGI or cartoons or stuff, I would rather they get actual voice actors.
Me too, because they're certainly not paid enough.
Exactly. Than an A-list actor who likes to show their face and be on camera. Because there are so many damn talented, wonderful voice actors out there that would kill this role.
Now, did they cast Chris Pratt as this in case they wanted to do a live-action Mario film?
I don't ever want to see Chris Pratt as a live-action Mario. I don't. I'll tell you what I do want to see,
though. Unless he's in a
though.
work pipe and there's a quick scene of him and Charlie Day as Mario.
Now, I do want to see Pascal as Mario.
Did you guys watch that? Did you watch that SNL skit? Creed with Pedro Pascal is like The Last of Us with Mario Kart.
I gotta tell you that I'm not a huge fan of SNL these days, but that Mario Kart skit was next level shit. I love the hell out of it. It deserves to win an Emmy. It was so good.
Only good thing coming out of SNL.
Exactly. No, I don't want to see. I want to see Chris Pratt as Booster Gold.
Well, you will, because it's happening.
That's all I want to see going forward. I just want to see him as Booster Gold. And I'm dying to see the new Guardians movie. It's going to be so good.
It better redeem the bitter taste in my mouth from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania.
Oh.
Quantumlamia.
Quantumlamia, exactly.
I'm gonna patent that and put a shirt. Where is the shirt? We got merch.
I don't think Guardians 3 could be... I'm going to be honest with y'all.
It's going to be a masterpiece. I'm going to cry my damn eyes out during that movie.
I can't think of a single thing James Gunn's done that I hate.
No.
Belko Experiment, fantastic.
Super.
Fuck, I love Super. You have never seen Super starring Rainn Wilson and Elliot Page? What are you doing? Go watch it. It's so damn good. Oh my god. The wrench scene when he's in the movie line.
So good.
Or Elliot Page never mind. I don't want to spoil the movie, but it's so good. You need to watch it.
Super awesome.
James Gunn. Peacemaker? James Gunn took an actual DC character that nobody gave a shit about and made us fall in love with them.
No one gave two shits about the Guardians of the Galaxy. It made us all fall in love with the CGI,
so true.
CGI raccoon.
So true. No one gave a shit about Groot.
No one even knew. And now Baby Groot's everywhere.
Exactly. No, James Gunn is the go. If you've never seen Belko Experiment, have you ever seen Belko Experiment?
All the time.
Oh, dude, it is so good, y'all. It's an R-rated Office Space. That's exactly what it is.
A little bit of Battle Royale put in.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no. James Gunn, I'm so glad you're at DC. Glad you're at DC. In fact, so they're going to make the Waller film, or the Waller TV show, and then they're going to do Peacemaker season 2.
So there, okay.
He announced it on Twitter. If you ever want to know movie news from James Gunn, just follow him on Twitter.
And we knew Peacemaker was going to continue. His wife's in it.
Yeah.
And that nepotism's real.
Oh, come on now. But we mentioned merch earlier, and we don't really do a good job of promoting our own merchandise.
That's
In fact, we're going to do even more designs coming up soon. But if you ever wanted to wear some cool merchandise and help support the channel, we're actually going to... I'm going to post a link to that in the chat so you can check it out because it's pretty cool. And we got new stuff coming because we got some ideas. We got all kind of ideas. Creed, how was your weekend? I'm going to just fill some, I don't want there to be dead air. Let me know how your weekend was. And if you did see Ant-Man and Quantumania, what did you hate about it? What did you hate about it?
What did you hate about it?
What did you hate about it?
All right, y'all. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at my Goodwill
Oh, yeah. What'd you find at the Goodwill?
Check it out, y'all. This is what I picked up from the Goodwill this week. All right, we got Cowboy Way. The Cowboy Way. If you've never seen this, fantastic movie from the 90s. It stars Keith Sutherland and our boy Woody Harrelson. It's a fun movie. They're ranchers that end up in New York City.
Oh, a bunch of city slickers. That name was taken.
I love you, man.
I love you too, man.
This is one of my favorite comedies of all time. If you've never seen it, it's fantastic. Paul Rudd, Jason Segel are fantastic. Paul Rudd is getting married to... Oh, I cannot remember her name. She is from... I can't remember her name.
He loves the film.
She is from Parks and Rec.
Mom.
Rashida Jones.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rashida Jones. I can't...
That's Quincy Jones' daughter?
Is it? Well... anyway, so they're getting married, and Paul has no guy friends. So he needs a best man. So he starts going on guy dates to find his best man. He comes along, or Jason Segel's character comes along. They hit it off. They become the best of friends. They both have this weird obsession and love for the band Rush.
Which Paul Rudd loves in real life.
Yes. If you remember, if everybody goes around saying slap in the bass.
Slap at the bass, man.
That's what that's from. I love you, man.
I really wish that we had more Paul Rudd character cameos in Ant-Man and the Lost Quantumania.
That would have been fantastic. We talked about that. Instead of having all these... Spoiler if you haven't seen Ant-Man. 3. Instead of having all those Ant-Man at the end, it should have been all the Paul Rudd characters from the movie. Like his Clueless
and Paul Rudd.
And Paul Rudd, yeah. The Greatest Showman. Hugh Jackman musical. Came out a few years ago. Fantastic. The music in this movie is so great. Hugh Jackman is fantastic as Wolverine, but he's even better in musicals.
That's where he cut his teeth.
That's where he shines. South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut.
Also a great musical.
We talked about South Park earlier. This is the movie. Came out in the 90s. Yes, this is a great musical, actually. Matt and Trey.
Best song from the movie.
Oh, Kyle's mom is a... Well, I don't want to keep swearing. So, no, the best song in this movie is "Blame Canada."
There's so many good ones. What would Brian Boitano do?
What would Brian Boitano do if he was here right now? He'd probably kick an ass or two. That's what Brian Boitano would do. No, fantastic movie.
No, my favorite is "It's Easy MK."
Oh, Easy MK.
Yeah.
Yeah, great song.
Step one to the ass, say buns like this, my buns and your buns whole. I can't say any rest.
I love Mr. Mackey. He's so great. Did you ever see that episode? I know you had to.
Every single one, except for the newest two.
The episode where Mr. Mackey literally passes a joint around the classroom. And he's like, okay, kid, seriously, I haven't gotten it back yet. Who took the joint?
So good.
So good. If you've never seen that South Park episode, Mr. Mackey, their counselor, passes around a joint in the classroom for all the kids to look at, and he doesn't get it.
You gullible fool, Mr. Mackey.
Oh my God, so great. Picked up Gacy with our buddy Mark Holton. This is the story of John Wayne Gacy, the serial killer. So Mark Holton's fantastic in this role, for sure. And then...
if you've not seen our interview with him, I'm going to post that in the chat below, too.
Definitely watch that. We interviewed him last year. And so my favorite filmmaker, one of my favorite filmmakers of all time is James... not James. Not James. It's Cameron Crowe.
James Crowe.
James Crowe. No, it's Cameron Crowe, and one of his best movies ever was Jerry Maguire. Absolutely love the hell of this movie. Cuban Gooding Jr.
Me help you.
Tom Cruise, Cuban Gooding Jr., Renee Zellweger, and our boy what's his name?
You're blanking on names tonight.
I'm blanking on names, y'all. Lipnick. What's the kid?
Jonathan Lipnick.
Lipnicki, yeah. Are all in this movie. This movie's fantastic.
That's how I knew how much a human brain weighed.
Exactly.
I had no idea until that movie. No idea. Had no idea how much a human brain weighed, and I had no idea how many holes Paul Rudd had until I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Answering burning questions.
You know, speaking of that scene, I literally had to sit there and count how many holes we have.
If you don't know how many holes you have off the bat, there's something wrong with you.
No, this movie's fantastic. And this movie showed me that Tom Cruise actually isn't all that bad in a rom-com.
Cocktail showed me he's not bad in a rom-com.
I haven't thought about that movie.
Jesus Christ.
Color Purple?
Risky Business?
Or not Color Purple. Is it Risky Business? That's what I'm thinking of.
Color Purple is not a rom-com.
No, it's not a rom-com. But anyway, Jerry Maguire.
But that's our weekend wrap-up. I really wish you guys, could be with us here in this badass room, but you're here with us on the interwebs and the YouTubes. You guys have been a fantastic support system for our dream of being awesome YouTube celebrity stars and making bajillion dollars at it and wearing bucket hats. You know what? This is the content we do for you.
This is the content we do for you.
And
this actually works as a hat.
It does. Another thing came out. Oh, all of them are in there. If you run out of hats, bucket hats.
Bucket
Do
hat.
it. So I want to say goodnight to... That's awesome. That's a new costume.
This is my WWE personality.
Bucket hat. Like this video just for this bucket hat fool right here. Look at this shit.
Oh, this is yes. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification. I can't take myself.
Hit that notification bell and maybe make sure once you've subscribed, all notifications so you don't miss bucket hat comments.
Let's see how tough this is. Stab me in the head. Oh.
Pretty tough.
You actually stabbed me in the head. All right, y'all. Keep being nerdy, and we'll see you in the next live.
Later. We gotta have to end it on the phone because it is a phone thing. That's my little jingle. I'm gonna stop now.
I don't even know how to end the live on this.
Goodbye.